Hello everyone, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Josh.
And welcome to Good Karma Birding. So today we're just going to start a new series called How We Met. Basically, How We Met just means the series will be a different species of bird will share the story of the first time that we saw this species. So today we're going to start with the Carolina Wren. Carolina Wren is a tiny bird. It's really small. It's reddish brown on its back and its head, and its belly is like a yellow. And there's a distinct curve in the bill. If you don't see the bill, there's a bold white eyebrow right by their eye, and then of course the reddish brown. And their size, they're very small. They have a long tail too. It's about as long as their whole body, and usually you will see it pointed upward. If you do see a Carolina Wren, they will come to your feeders. They mostly like to feed off of suet. If you don't know what suet is, it's just a big old block of basically solidified fats, and they throw some seed in there for the birds, and it just keeps the birds keeps their weight up in the wintertime when resources are limited, like natural resources. But yeah, they will eat suet. They will eat mealworm cakes. They make mealworm. It's just basically worms, and the birds love it. They absolutely love it. If you they're kind of more expensive. We had some, and it was gone like within hours.
Oh yeah, all birds.
Oh man,
Love them. Well, not all birds, but a lot of different species of birds will eat them.
They love it. But yeah, so the Carolina Wren, they like to live. They live in places where stuff is overgrown. Basically scrubs and stuff like that, dense vegetation, things like that. And they like to nest in weird places like grills. Like if you have a grill outside, they may nest in your grill, and drain pipes, like you said, gutters, places like that. So be on the lookout for that. And I mentioned earlier they like suet, but we have seen them on our black oil sunflower seed feeder that we have outside. We just put black oil sunflower seeds in it. We've seen them in that feeder, so
Yeah, absolutely.
you never know.
And there'll be pictures
Yes.
up as well. That's one thing that you'll see in this series here, and probably all of our other series as well. We're going to try and put some of our photography up. Some of the pictures we've taken, some in our backyard and some out in different areas. So you've probably noticed that by now. I've probably already had a few pictures of the Carolina Wren.
Yes.
So.
Yep. They do like to sit. We've seen them a lot on the ground, just like hopping around and whatever. Yeah, the first time we saw one, and after we were birders, I guess. Spoiler alert. Sorry. But anyway, we saw them. It was at Mossy Creek, and Mossy Creek is just basically a wildlife viewing area, and it's in Jefferson City, Tennessee. It's kind of a hidden gem. Not a lot of people know about Mossy Creek. I think a lot of the locals do, because it's a very good fishing spot. It's a very cool place. If you do like seeing any kind of wildlife, Mossy Creek is good for that. Yes. There's two viewing areas at Mossy Creek. There's one that's more in the overgrown, the tall, swampy area, and with the trees. We've seen a lot of sparrows. We've seen woodpeckers.
Woodpeckers, yes.
And warblers too. Obviously, there's a creek because Mossy Creek. The other viewing area is more where you see more of the water, and we've seen a lot. We've watched herons hunting there, egrets. We've seen wood ducks, American coots. We did see those.
Yeah, Canada geese, mallards.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Tons of red-winged blackbirds.
Yo, yes.
We even saw there's actually some trees across the creek over there where we've seen tons. I mean, at least 50 or 60 vultures, black and turkey vultures, just up in the trees.
Chilling over there. It's crazy. You just don't know. You never know what you'll see at Mossy Creek. It's a great place to go. But one day we were there. We've gone there so many times, but one day we were there and we were walking. We decided that we were done with Mossy Creek for the day, and we were going to go home or somewhere else, wherever. and we were walking down the walkway, and we heard something like hopping around on the ground, and Josh took a picture of it, and it was a Carolina Wren, and we got a few pictures of it.
Yeah, it was like kind of in the taller grass off to the side, and we weren't sure what it was. We knew it was really small, of course.
Very small, very.
Wrens are all very small.
Yes.
But it kind of walked out onto the paved walkway there that's in between the two observation decks. So
Yes.
it was pretty interesting to see. Now, I will go back, as she said, spoiler alert. As we said, we are kind of beginner birders. We started getting more serious about it last year. I've always loved birds, and she's kind of liked them a little bit, but not quite as much as I've kind of dove into them before we really started trying to keep a list and take birding very seriously. But we were actually at Seven Islands just walking the trail in Knoxville, and I saw a bird flying around. We had our camera. We was actually not even looking for birds. We were just trying to.
Yeah.
We had just got a new camera. And we were trying to take pictures of different stuff and some butterflies and other stuff like that. And I saw a bird fly onto like a little branch, and I recall telling her, I'm like, it kind of looks like a wren. I didn't know, I didn't know different species of wrens at the time, but I did know enough to believe at least that it was some sort of wren. I remember telling her, I think. And now looking back at the pictures, it actually was a Carolina Wren. So technically we saw it before, but not really, we didn't really start our birding lists and try and take it serious until 2020. So that was actually back in, what did you say, I believe August of
2019.
2019. Yeah. So yeah, technically that was the first time we met. But as far as for this series, this is how we met the Carolina Wren. Just kind of out in that mossy creek, just kind of walked out into the trail right there in front of us.
Yeah, you'll see probably in this series that there's a lot of times when we were like, let's go. And then bam, there's a bird, like that we haven't seen yet. So that was definitely one of those times.
One of the many things that we really love about birding is just how it can be so random. You can be basically done for the day, ready to go home, and just like that day in particular, the wren just decided to bless us with its appearance. So,
yeah. And then after that day, when we saw it at Mossy Creek, it started showing up to our yard. And it's not one that we get all the time. It's one that kind of just comes randomly, and it'll hang out for a little while, and then it'll leave again. But there was one day we saw, we have a humongous tree in our backyard, and we saw one like kind of crawling down the tree, and we were like, what the heck is that? And we took pictures. We saw it was a Carolina Wren, and we're like, what?
Yeah, but before that, our research, what we had found from research online of different species, was that nuthatches were the only species, and I think maybe brown creepers as well, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
But nuthatches were kind of the only species that would walk head first down a tree.
Yeah.
Now woodpeckers go down a tree, but they go down, with their rump first. The nuthatches will go with their head first, which is very interesting to see. But we actually saw, and I'll put the pictures in here. You'll see they're not the best pictures, but you can see in the time lapse here that I'm going to put that it's the Carolina Wren's actually walking head first down the tree, and then walk down to the ground and was hopping around. So definitely threw us for a loop when we first saw it, and it was something that we didn't know about, but Amanda had looked on Facebook groups. I'll let you tell that story.
Yeah, we kind of, on Facebook there's a group for everything. And there's groups for birding and birding in different regions too. So we reached out. I don't remember who, me or you, but we reached out onto a Facebook group of Tennessee, like just in Tennessee, and we were like, what the heck? We saw this Carolina Wren, moving down the tree. And they were like, yeah, and people started sharing stories about like weird things they've seen birds do. So you don't know. You never know that birds are going to do what they want to do,
Yeah, and we love hearing those kind of stories. So another thing that we'd like to ask is, leave in the comments your favorite Carolina Wren story. If you're on YouTube often, then you know how the algorithm works. Any like and comment really helps out the channel. and boosts it up in the algorithm and everything. So we'd like to ask that you please, leave a comment if you're watching our videos. Let us know what your favorite Carolina Wren story is, or maybe comment on what you thought about our funny little story about how it just kind of popped up and then kind of walked headfirst in our backyard down the tree and kind of threw us for a loop. So, yeah, please click like, subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your birding friends. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for watching this. There'll be more like this. Like Josh said, if you leave a comment, just let us know if there's anything you'd like us to see us do with this channel, especially if you're based in Tennessee.
Yes.
We kind of try to travel different places too, but
we'd love to hear more of your stories as well. So that's one of the things we really want to do with this channel is, share our stories and hear your stories, and we learn about birding because, like we said a couple times already, we are beginner birders still, just been doing it for about a year. We want to learn as you learn as well, so kind of help each other out.
Yep. Well, anyway, thank you for watching.
Yep, thanks for watching.